final day of the Warrnambool Carnival. And day 3 is the centrepiece.
Go hard or go home, we're at the Bull!
It's Grand Annual Day. 150 years of history, navigated over 33 fences in the paddocks of the Bull.
ZM and gold medals. Oh my, done this before.
How do you underline the master trainers of this race? The great Jim Houlihan won with his first runner in the race in 1985, on the way to 4 victories in total.
And Brigade wins the Grand Annual, a great run.
Kieran Maher has 7, the leading trainer in the race, and now on the hunt for his 3rd in a row. And what about the brave cross-country jockeys?
Bennett Spand on the outside, from villain to hero. Craig Durden wins his 4th. Big Al wins it. Helga Hood wins it by 15 lengths.
And why do we so admire horses whose endurance wills them to succeed?
ZM, gold medals, gold medals.
Because this is the Grand Annual.
By Will John and I know for Hay coming through, then Blandford Lad, BT Junior, Bellex 1 still in front of Circle the Sun on the outside. Bellex 1 from Circle the Sun. I know for Hay runs to 3rd, but welcome back, Bellex 1 won it by a length to Circle the Sun. Cross Hill and Vanguard down the outside. Rockstar Ronnie, Police Camp. Is he going to run another second? He can't run Rockstar down. Rockstar is a rockstar. He's a rockstar. Rockstar Ronnie for the tour. The Oasis, he's been here and done it before. Instigator coming at him. Police Camp down the outside. 100 to go. Mighty Oasis just. Instigator's driving the inside. Instigator, he runs Mighty Oasis up the track, but he beat him a half length.
First run in 1872 and changed to the Grand Annual name in 1895. It has always been the pinnacle of jumps racing, and here in Warrnambool it highlights an incredible 3 days of racing. It's just a privilege to be here to watch it in action, and it must be an incredible honour to call the race, and that's where we go now. Rick McIntosh, good luck for the Grand Annual. This is a race like no other. How do you prepare for a race like this? 7 minutes of unbelievable ups and downs throughout the incredible paddocks.
I think there's lots of chances though, and it's all going to be about how they jump, how they are on the day.
Oh, Richo, this is the best vantage point on the course, and Kate Watts coming up here alongside me this year. Last year I took Matty Hill up here. He was blown away. Wattsy, you do not get a better spot to watch the race from. This is unbelievable.
Yeah, it's spellbinding, Matty. And when you said that Matty Hill was blown away, did you mean by the wind? I've been up a number of times, and not once have I ever had beautiful sunshine here for the Grand Annual without the wind blowing in your face. But there's nowhere else that you would want to be. The cross-country track that this is, the cheer that's going to happen. Luca Raimondi, here for this first carnival. He won at Gallywood yesterday. He's riding in his first Grand Annual. And I said to him, you wouldn't want to be anywhere else if you weren't riding in the race than up here.
And thousands make their way up here. It's not an easy walk, as we found out. You've actually just pulled the sneakers out. The high heels have gone. And Wattsy, you've been pulled the smart move off, to be honest. But thousands make the trek up here. This is the best spot. It all unfolds. You've got the big screens in front of you, and I reckon this race is going to be absolutely epic.
And also 152 years of history we know for the Grand Annual. How many different people have come up here all together? That's what I love. You come up here. I'm not as famous as you, so a million people want your autograph when we come up.
Friendships have been made up here.
We've seen the trainers and the jockeys. This is where they want to be. Tom Dabenig's come up, Daniel Bowman, everyone. This is where they want to be, amongst the people. And obviously we're so lucky. We get to go to so many tracks around Victoria, around Australia. I don't know other times that I get this feeling of community when you all cheer together when they're running home. Who's it going to be, Matty, this year?
Well, when the roar of the crowd goes when those gates open and they come back around the second time, it is unbelievable. What's who you with?
Bellex won. I think I was with Bud Fox, but I think with him out, Bellex won. But they're so confident in Rockstar Ronnie. Okay, what about Chrissy McCarthy? He was going to give it up last year. This time last year, when he was anticipating to go out before he wins an annual, he was going to give it up. One last try to be able to be a jumps jockey. And you take out an annual and it changes your life.
33 fences to become a hero. It doesn't get any bigger than this. The 2024 Grand Annual. Let's go back to the mounting yard. Sian Wilkinson is going to give a rousing reception and she's going to sing the national anthem, and we are going to fire up for this big, massive Grand Annual.
Australians, all let us rejoice, for we are one and free, with golden soil and wealth for toil. Our home is girt by sea, our land abounds in nature's gifts, our beauty rich and rare. In history's page, let every stage advance Australia fair. In joyful strains then let us sing, advance Australia fair.
So he's well weighted, loves the track. Now with Bud Fox gone, he'll get his own way in front, like what Rick was saying before. So I think the race sets up well for him.
And here is his lead-up run. He's a 9-year-old now. He ran the Grand Annual on a really testing track. He won that with 64 kilos, defeating the mighty Police Cab, who had so many runs in the race. And Rockstar Ronnie was just incredibly brave on this occasion.
He was. It was a peach of a ride that year too. Chrissy McCarthy was a pick-up ride. There was nobody else really available to ride the weight. He rode it brilliant and he jumped brilliant. And his runs this time have been fair, but he was the very same going in last prep. Yeah. And I think he'll be just primed for today.
Well, Will Gordon, what a quality rider he is, whether it be over fences or over hurdles, but also on the flat. He's won a Briley, he's won a Goodwood, he rides Bellex 1 here for Andrew Bobbin.
Yeah, and he's the fittest jockey in the race too. He runs marathons in his spare time, just as a hobby.
Really?
Yeah. So Bellex 1, I have him on top now that Bud Fox is gone. I think he's a very nimble horse. He suits a track like this. He doesn't do anything too extravagant at his jumps. He just clears them, measures them well, won't be wasting any energy, I should say. And yeah, his overseas form was brilliant. He ran at a Cheltenham Festival. We don't get many jumpers here that have that sort of class.
And he's only lightly raced, isn't he? 34 starts, but he's only a 6-year-old, so they're going to have so much fun with him. Vanguard, well, he was brilliant, wasn't he? The battles with he and Britannicus in Briley's, and now has a big crack at the annual. Can he measure up?
He surely can. I know he was fancied that year in the Grand Annual when he slipped up on the bend. It wasn't a jump, he just slipped up after turning on a bit of greasy ground, and it knocked him back for, I think he missed a season or half a season because of it. He's schooled up well. I seen him trial here the other day. I thought he missed a couple of fences, but they had the blinkers on him just to maybe try and get him focused and have a solid hit out, but I know how much it means to Simon to have a Grand Annual runner and a winner, so they won't have left any stone unturned.
We might have a little bottle of wine on the next horse that we want to talk about, because you had him in for second, and you know that I quite like him. And you said, no, even though my top selection is out, I'm not going to promote him because he's likely to run second. His name is Instigator. My theory is that the Stern Idol form is the best form, and I think that he ran superbly here.
100%. It is the best form, and like I said, he's riddled with ability. He has so much talent, this horse. I seen him pop up and win a flat race in Geelong one day. He was paying 100 to 1, I think, right. He was, and won like a good horse, but then he can throw in a bad one. But I just worry, it's a long straight here, and he sort of sees the mountain yard, and when he gets to the mountain yard he clocks off a bit. I thought he was going to go past Stern Idol in the Briley and taking nothing from Stern Idol. he was really tough, but I think Instigator had to think about it when he got to the front, and I think he'll do the same here. I think he'll run a gallant second.
Okay, we might have a little bottle of wine on that. Yeah.
Cheap one, Richard.
Yeah. The year that you won, we spoke about at the start of our broadcast today. It was a COVID year, but you've ridden in other annuals. What's this atmosphere like for the jockeys who are getting ready right now as thousands make their way up the hill and this mounting yard behind us is heaving? What's it like for the jocks?
It's the best, and I was just saying off air, I get nervous even now standing watching it. It makes the hair stand on the back of my neck. It's one of the few races that you'd ride in Australia anyway, that you can hear the crowd through a race. When you pass the stands, everybody stands up, standing ovation. You could hear that going past, even though you're involved in a high pressure race. You can hear that, and when you jump the last, you can hear the roar of the crowd. You can hear Rick, and I'm just getting goosebumps thinking back on it.
Oh, you've described it brilliantly, mate. Look at the thousands of people who have made what they call as their annual pilgrimage up the hill. So we're going to go into the mounting yard. Rockstar Ronnie not too far away. No trainer in history. He's won more Grand Annual steeplechases than Kieran Maher. So he's got 7. He saddles up the defending champion in Rockstar Ronnie. Chris McCarthy retains the ride. The scenes last year were brilliant. Can he go back to back? Here he is.
Yeah, I think he can. The proof is in the pudding. You know, he's been here, he's done it. He's not outweighted, carrying 67.5. Kieran Maher, who better than to train a Grand Annual winner, and he's one of the main players.
No surprise, and no different for Ronnie that he's a little bit up on the toe. Couple of handlers, got a bit of headgear, the pre-race earmuffs. He's rock hard fit, and that type of behaviour is quite normal for Ronnie.
Andrew Bobbin has 2 runners in the race. What an achievement for Andrew Bobbin, who was a cameraman, believe it or not, for ESPN, travelling the world, capturing and covering horse racing, and loved it so much he's ended up becoming a trainer, and he saddles up a live chance in an annual.
Yeah, he's come a long way in a short space of time, Andrew Bobbin, a very good trainer. He's great facilities down there with the heavy sand, which will play into the favour of a Grand Annual horse. He'll be super fit. I like this horse for an annual horse because he's nimble on his feet. He doesn't use too much energy over his jumps, and he'll stay all day.
He looks great, and springing the steps probably not what you'd say for a race like this, but he's striding out with a little bit of purpose. Save for this, obviously didn't run earlier in the week. I think Andrew Bobbin would have him exactly where he wants him for today.
Oh, there he is, Andrew Bobbin. Penny, for your thoughts, Boban, as I affectionately call him. Number 4 is Brungle Birdie, not in the yard just yet, so we move to the 5, which is Vanguard. Simon Wilde has won a couple of annuals with his champ in gold medals, and they were a number of years apart.
Yeah, this horse was favoured for an annual, as I said before, a couple of seasons back, and he slipped up on the bend. He's a very fit horse. He jumps well. Simon loves the Grand Annual, and he'll be here to try and give it a good shake-up.
He looks great, as fit as Jacko mentioned, and just really conserving all his energy in the yard. Aware of the surroundings, a little bit alert, but lovely and focused on the task.
6s are scratching. The first of Aaron Purcell's runners. Aaron capturing this great classic in 2008 with Gino Ladd. He combines with Tom Ryan here with Cross Hill.
If this horse hadn't put in a bad run at Ballarat, he'd be in the market, I'd say, but there was reasons there. He had a bit of a virus. He's got over that. Aaron gave him a real solid trial here, the last set of jumps trials over the hill, and he looked very impressive, and I know how much Tommy Ryan wants to win a Grand Annual.
Got a great walk on him. He's just really smooth, flowing around the yard, fit, composed, no negatives.
Then we move to Instigator, who eyeballed the champ in the Briley and ran an extraordinarily good race behind Stern Idol.
Blessed with ability, Instigator, jumps great. This course suits him. I think a Grand Annual probably suits him even better than a Briley. More jumping, less time to think about how to get out and not winning.
Lovely and fit. He's got a nice rein on him. He's just walking around. Aaron's just got him lovely and relaxed, as you'd expect with that run earlier in the week. He looks to have come through that really well.
Tell us about Luke Dempsey. Could he win an annual?
It'd be great to see. He's a brilliant rider. He's ridden hundreds of winners overseas. He's ridden in 5 entry Grand Nationals. He rode on the flat of Royal Ascot. So he just needs a good horse to put him on the map.
Count Zero's horse number 9. He's won a Jericho. Can Daryl Horner steer into victory in an annual?
No, I don't think so. He was terrible in the Briley. It would be a miracle work by Simon if he could get him back and be competitive here.
But he's come through it well, Jacko. He's healthy under that slightly woolly coat and obviously very fit, lovely, relaxed and composed.
10's a scratching. Wolftone is the 11. Ross O'Sullivan riding. Belinda Simpson's the trainer.
Wolftone showed flashes like he was going to be a good horse a couple of seasons back, but he's lost his way, and I struggle to see him coming back here today.
Lovely and fit, and his coat's in outstanding order. So for this challenge, I think he's been prepared absolutely as well as he could be.
So John Leake, who won the race back in 1992, backs up Tom Foolery after yesterday. What do you think?
Yeah, it's a strange one, but I'm not going to doubt John Leake. He knows how to train his jumpers. This is obviously a very tough horse that he could race yesterday, race again today. He's a beautiful jumper, and it'll be interesting to see if he sees out the 5,500.
Looking for some negative signs with such a quick backup, but can't find them. He doesn't look stressed at all. He's obviously fit. He's still nice and bright. So outwardly, there's no reason why he's not there to run well again.
Andrew Bobbin's got a backup runner here for Bell X1. Is that how you view Rudimental?
A travelling partner, maybe, because I don't see him being competitive in a Grand Annual now.
But he's fitting well, so great for Connections to have a runner here, and the horse is fit, healthy, parading nicely.
Luca Ramonde, what a carnival he's had. Can he create a miracle and win with Sandman? Kelvin Burke, the brilliant horseman. Go back to 1978, he won this as a jockey.
I was about to say, I wonder how many times did Kelvin Burke win it, but yeah, he was a legend of the jumping game. He knows what it is to get a good jumper. I just think this horse isn't the one. I think it lacks a bit of ability.
Another one that's on the relatively quick backup, but looks healthy, moving well, still bright and alert, so looks in great shape to at least take his place.
So Henry Dwyer, he had to. He loses Bud Fox, so disappointing for all the Connections, but he's got Brungle Birdie, who of course the Grand National champ here, and Lee Horner jumps on board.
Yeah, Brungle Birdie's definitely a chance here. He stays all day. We've seen him win a Grand National and gallop right through the line. The 5,500 will be no worries at all. He jumps very well. Unsure how he'll handle the tight corners, but I don't think it should be too much worries.
Thought he looked terrific. He's obviously nice and fit, as all of these gallopers are, and I don't think he could have presented any better.
So there they are. They are the tough, courageous gallopers, and also jockeys that are ready to tackle 5,500 metres. Who do you think will win?
I've put Bell X1 on top. I just love the style of his jumping for a Grand Annual. He relaxes. He'll stay out the trip, no worries. He's a great jockey on board. I've him on top of Instigator to run second. He'll look like the winner at some stage. Rockstar Ronnie to run third, and Vanguard for fourth.
Go with Bell X1 as the pick of the yard. I just thought that strategy of not running him earlier in the week and got him here looking absolutely at the top of his game and still really bright and alert. Certainly looked like he was ready to rock. Love the parade of Brungle Birdie. No problems at all with Rockstar Ronnie. He can get up on the toes. He knows he's a rock star, and he was parading well. But for me, the pick of them was number 3, Bell X1.
Andrew Bobbin, big deep breaths, my friend. Big, how are you feeling?
I'm good. Yeah, excuse me. Yeah, really good. Both horses have presented very well. Bell X1 just looks an absolute picture. Unexposed at 5,500 metres, so that's the obvious challenge. Whilst Rudimental needs to pick his game up a bit, and 5,500 metres is hopefully what we're looking for.
Yeah. So you're feeling okay. What about your staff? Is everyone very nervous, very toey?
They get totally attached to these horses. Today's been the target for 12 months for both of them, so the two girls that are with them today ride them both very regularly, and not just these two, the whole team. We've got 15 staff at home that work hard, and a few of them have come down to watch today. So this is a great atmosphere down here. The weather's great, but it's a bit like the Melbourne Cup of our discipline. So just a real little spring in everybody's step, and the next 6 or 8 minutes are going to be some fun.
Yeah, no doubt in that. Sandy McGregor, I just saw him walk past. How's his nerves then?
Yeah, you don't get much out of Sandy at the best of times, but if all goes to plan, I reckon he'll liven up.
Yeah, I reckon you will. Can you tell us what the tactics will be in a race like this?
I dare say there'll be a couple that'll roll along. Rockstar Ronnie, maybe even Simon's horse, the hurdler.
Vanguard,
and Count Zero as well. I think we've really got to relax. I watched a lot of the replays of yesteryear of this race last night, and I was really taken by Clayton Douglas's ride a few years ago in Gold Medals, where he just relaxed beautifully, launched him at the right time, and a very similar type of horse. I think with an obstacle in front of him and the set of blinkers on which we have with Bell X1, if he can settle, he'll be somewhere there in the finish.
And look around this crowd, mate. Gosh, it's the atmosphere is incredible, isn't it?
It's just something that we aspire to here in Victoria all the time, and the flat races as well. We watch the progressive acceptors, and I think they could have split every single flat race and had 14 or 15 races each day. So the carnival's just something to get to if you've never been here before. Mind you, it doesn't present with weather like this all the time, but this is what the whole industry's all about, and I've got a good little spring in my step, and hopefully it all goes to plan.
Good luck, buddy.
Cheers, Richo.
Well, the scene is set for the 2024 Grand Annual Steeplechase. And Jacko, what's going through the jock's mind right now? Like, what are you thinking? Tell us about the headspace you need to be in to win a race like this.
You need to have a game plan. Look, it's a long way around, but you need to have a game plan, and they'll just be hoping that their horse is nice and relaxed down there. You can't be using too much energy to be trying to just get their horse down to the start in as most relaxed fashion as possible.
We've heard riders this week talk about horses that are nimble, and obviously there's a lot of turns, and sometimes you're left and sometimes you're right. What do you have to do? What are the most important things when you're coming up to those bends?
Well, from the top of the hill, I used to always have, I didn't tell it many people, but it was a little trick that I used to try. It would work sometimes, not all the time, but if you could check what lead your horse was on at the top of the hill after you come across that first double, and if you could get him to change leads coming down the hill if you were turning left, so he's leading on his left side and leading on his right side the second time, and it made that turn smooth. If you were on your wrong leg, it was like turning a semi-truck around it, because they were unbalanced around the turn. As I say, it didn't always work, but if you were on the wrong leg, you'd have to over-exaggerate your turn.
Had you had a similar conversation with Richo and Matty during the week? Because it looked like Richo was trying to employ a similar strategy.
Yeah, he nailed it first go. I didn't even have to tell him.
Cut it out. Hey, listen, let's have a look at a shot. It's virtually a lockout here at the Warrnambool Racing Club. That is up in the Brierley paddock. Wow. The families and the locals just they love getting up there at any vantage point they can get to watch this world famous race, Richo. Fair dinkum. It doesn't get any better than this, does it?
It's incredible. It's so brilliant for the local community. The thousands of people that have arrived down, and they've arrived down for all the great carnival, but this is the big one. This is the race that defines the carnival. This is the Grand Annual. Rick McIntosh is ready. 5,500 metres, 33 obstacles, and a chance at history. Rick, over to you.
Okay. Thank you. And they're trying to remove some pets from one of the crossings here. Heard it all. Anyway, that's the reason why they haven't consented to come in just yet. Rockstar Ronnie's been $3.30 to $3.10. Balex won $4 to $6.50. Brungle Birdie 10 to 12. Vanguard 5 out to 6. Aaron Kuru cleared to right after a buster in the first. He's been $13 into $8.50, Tom Filry. And then Sandman, who's into 101. So the gates are in position, 5,500 metres, 33 fences. But they're... I heard there was a couple of pets near one of the crossings that they were chasing to be cleared prior to moving them in. So they've got to check everything here. They go through the paddocks and off the course and on the course. And the last checks are being made. Rockstar Ronnie, can he go back to back? Punters think so. He's solid, $3. The Brant Grand Annual, 5,500 metres, 33 fences, and still no move up yet. Okay. Nobody seems to know exactly what it is, but they haven't ticked all the boxes at the roads and paddocks. This may be some more information. Broadcast. It's causing a delay to the Grand Annual, Richo. Gates are in position, and still they haven't been cleared to move in. It might be a good idea to head back.
Okay, we'll give Rick an opportunity just to pause and gather himself here. They're about to load. Let's get back to Rick McIntosh.
Being called in for the Grand Annual. Runners are being called in now. Not much has changed. 310 Rockstar Ronnie, 6 Balex 1, 650 Vanguard, 7 Cross Hills, 6 Instigator, Tom Furey the mover and shaker on the one-day backup into 8. And they're getting set. White cap on Instigator to distinguish it from Cross Hill. Purcell with 2 in the race. For those of you who've been coming for many a year, it's time to give yourself a moment for the bloke that called the most Grand Annuals ever and was lost to us a month ago. JR, this one's for you. Count 0 in, Wolf Tone. Will McCarthy picked up the ride. They were looking at no rider till Bud Fox was scratched. The Balex 1 coming in. The jumps jockey of the Carnival will be decided in this race too. It's pretty tight. Kuru, the leader, he has Vanguard in the annual. In he moves.
Halfman's on its way.
Here comes Tom's Fury. Let the marathon begin. 5,533 fences and they're off. Count Zero jumped out pretty well, so did Rockstar Ronnie. In the middle, Balex One looking for a sit with Vanguard as they come to the first. Then followed further back to Cross Hill. Brungle Birdie's out very wide but easing back around Wolf Tone and Sandman. Tom's Fury next. And yeah, an almighty roar at the second. That's better. From Cross Hill and Rudimento went back to the last and the tail end of the field. So they come to the third. Rockstar Ronnie, like he did last year, makes his presence felt early and he jumps the third. There's just 30 to go. As they go past those on the hill, you know it's a can job, the Grand Annual. You can take your first sip now. As they go to jump number 4, and don't look away, you'll miss the action. Rockstar Ronnie 2 lengths to Balex 1, Count Zero on the outside. They were followed back behind them by Instigator, who's scouting the inside. Wolf Tone has gone around Vanguard and also Sandman. Brungle Birdie came back with Tom's Foolery and Cross Hill, and then followed by Rudimento, who's last of all. They're over the fifth. The lazy 28 to go as they climb Briley now. Rockstar Ronnie, just like last year, out in front calling the shots for the tall McCarthy. He comes to fence number 6 and jumped at 3 lengths to Count Zero, and Wolf Tone the bolter up third. Fourth in the race over on the inside, Balex One put to sleep. Then Vanguard. Followed further astern to Tom's Fury and Sandman. 3 lengths to Instigator, then Brungle Birdie, Cross Hill, and Rudimentals at the end. So they're getting up to jump number 8 now. And Rockstar Ronnie, he was a rock star last year, all right. Leads by 2.5 lengths. Count Zero second, Vanguard third, and Wolf Tone the outside. Back fifth, Balex One, and then Sandman, Tom's Fury. They've got to the top of the hill now. They're at Cox's. Here comes 9 and 10. Rockstar Ronnie over the first. Now crosses the road and over the second. You don't have to look right or left, son. They've shut every road in the joint. The world stops for the Grand Annual. Here comes the Elgar Hood. And it's Rockstar Ronnie leading down to the Tozer Road double the first time where they've got to go left. Leading 2 lengths to Count Zero. Third placing Vanguard. Here comes the first of that double. They're all going left okay. Balex One was next and then Wolf Tone. Sandman behind him from Tom Foolery, and then Cross Hill 2 lengths, his stablemate Instigator from Brungle Birdie and Rudimentals at the end. Back onto the course proper here. They're about to line up where the old man trap was, and it's Rockstar Ronnie. In control, he's 3 lengths clear. Second placing in the Grand Annual, Count Zero, and 30 stablemate Vanguard. A length away fourth as they come to the next one. Balex One from Wolf Tone. All up and over it safe from Sandman, Tom's Fury. Then Cross Hill Instigator, 3 to Brungle Birdie, and 3 to Rudimental at the end. So they're coming around towards us here, where they're going to jump the Houlihan treble and start where, and go past where they started from a lap ago. This big jump circuit. Rockstar Ronnie's in front. Here he comes. Up and over the first. Past where he started from, and he comes into the lane again. Vanguard's not letting him get away, and Rudimental has lost the rider back in the field. Count Zero's on the leaders back, and Balex One's getting a perfect run fourth. Wolf Tone wider from Tom's Fury. Then Instigator saving ground inside of Sandman. Cross Hill's last of that group. Brungle Birdie's 3 away, and jumping with him as the riderless, Rudimental. They get up and over the one in front of us here, and they're about to jump the next one. They'll have 14 to go after this, and Rockstar Ronnie's the leader. You should be halfway through that can on top of the hill, by the way. It's Rockstar Ronnie from Count Zero. Vanguard third, Balex One fourth. Then Wolf Tone. Next along the inside, Tom's Fury on the day's back up from Sandman. Then the Purcell stablemates, Instigator White Cap in front of Cross Hill, and 5 lengths to Brungle Birdie, who has the riderless horse in front of him. They're going across the course proper. It's fair to say it's been well used. They jump the one at Ilford Road and start the trek up the hill again. Rockstar Ronnie in a piece of deja vu so far. Leads by a length and a half to Count Zero. Vanguard running third. Fourth placing is Tom's Fury, and then followed by Balex One. Next in the race was Instigator in company with his stablemate Cross Hill, and then Wolf Tone. Sandman was next, and 3 lengths to Brungle Birdie. Fatigue starting to set in a touch as they climb the hill again. Rockstar Ronnie still in control, led by a length and a half on Count Zero and Vanguard.
Fourth, Tom's Fury. Fifth, Balex 1. Nothing's had an excuse yet from Instigator Cross Hill. Wolf Tone Sandman and still Brungle Birdie is at the tail end of the field. Well, the jumping in Briley for the second time is all over Rover. They've got to the top of Cox's once again. Rockstar Ronnie, he's in control. The tall McCarthy. Well, where's Rudimental going to go? Anyway, Rockstar Ronnie is over and across the road and over the second, as they all are safely. Rudimental's feeling pretty left out without the rider. They come to the Elgar Hood. Over it they fly now. Sixth to jump in the Grand Annual. Rockstar Ronnie from Count Zero. Tom's Fury coming through. Then followed further back to Balex 1 following him. Remember, they've got to go the hard right here, or some of them don't want to, and Rudimental was there to make sure he wanted to go the other way. Anyway, no harm done. Rockstar Ronnie led, but I tell you what, he's got lots of company. They're on the course proper with 4 to jump. Count Zero second, Balex 1 is presenting now. They're a length and a half to Tom's Fury. Vanguard's on the inside. Then Cross Hill, Instigator and Brungle Birdie look too far back. Rockstar Ronnie from the Jericho Cup, winner of yesteryear. Count Zero, he's running the race of his life. He put his head in front. Balex 1 yet to be called upon. Vanguard still has a kick left. Tom's Fury's coming again. Rockstar's battling. He's not going to be a rock star today. In Steeple Lane for the second last. Count Zero running a big race. Balex 1. He's didn't really want to take him to the front too early, but he's gone up to join Count Zero as they come towards the last. Here's Tom's Fury on the day's back up emerging. Then Cross Hill. Vanguard's cut the corner. He's coming through. Count Zero's the leader. The stablemate Vanguard back to the inside. Balex 1 presents. Then followed Tom's Fury and Cross Hill. Balex 1 on the outside. Goes up to take a narrow lead in the annual, trying to get off the canvas is Count Zero. He's coming back at Balex 1. Balex 1, he won't go to the lead. Count Zero fights. Balex 1, Count Zero, I don't know. Count Zero, maybe a nose to Balex 1, but I don't want to have a go. That's not a tip. Third, Tom's Fury from Vanguard in a thrilling Grand Annual. Next was Cross Hill, followed further afield then by Rockstar Ronnie. Instigator, Sandman was the last finisher.
Oh, we got a photo finish for an epic Grand Annual, a stirring contest. Balex 1 looked home as the Jericho Cup winner put his nose down when he might have put his nose down and won Simon Wild, another annual. He has. Count Zero has won the Grand Annual. He ran on Tuesday. He did not get warm in the Briley. And Daryl Horner's created a miracle here with Simon Wild. Count Zero has won and Simon can't believe it.
I couldn't believe it. What a performance. What a training performance.
That is unbelievable. And you caught it before the race. I think might have just went for a bit of a run, a bit of a fitness run, obviously on Tuesday, Jacko.
I know that, but it was, I know the tempo was strong. It was tailed off. Daryl Horner got in trouble for not pulling it up. If he had pulled it up Tuesday, he wouldn't have been allowed to race today. Like, that's incredible.
Well, what an amazing race. And then over the 5,500 metres, and it comes down to the last 10 metres, Warren Huntley. That was an epic battle, wasn't it?
Ronnie rolled along. We thought that had happened. Jacko, I thought Count Zero and Balex 1 just settled into beautiful spots. They seem to be so economical with their jumping. And then there was that little bit of interference with Rudimental when they turned the last time. Balex 1 probably the best beneficiary there, Jacko?
He was, yeah. The loose horse took half the field to the left. Balex 1 skipped up the inside. Maybe got there a little bit sooner than what Will would have wanted. I know they were keen not to get there too early, but he had every chance. Beautiful ride by Will. Great ride by Daryl on the winner. Yeah, it was just a tough race. Great race to watch.
And what about Daryl Horner Jr.? He's hard working, isn't he, Jacko? Like, there's none that put more effort and work in. He's really, the last couple of years, he's really honed his craft, hasn't he?
Well, he's a big fella and he works hard on his weight. You know, he did 64 here on this, an incredible effort. He gave away the riding there for a little bit. He went being a chippy, but I think he's full-time riding now again. But a stronger man in a finish you wouldn't get either.
Well, I'll tell you what, Jason Richardson, there is some massive scenes out there in the mounting yard and are pumped up. And as you would expect, Simon Wild, he's won another Grand Annual on his home track. An
epic annual, Simon. An epic annual and a blowout, according to many people's minds. You arrived today. Did you think Count Zero could win an annual?
Look, we had a bit to look at after the Briley. He just didn't jump well. I think it was due to him being out the back, and Daryl was terrific. He said, why don't we just put him up the front like he usually is? I'll kick him hard out of the gates. And he jumped beautifully today, just with a better look at them. And he just felt like he was uninterested in the bridle. He just got too far back. And look, we're really lucky with the ground. He's a top of the ground horse, but we know he can stay. I mean, he's won at Jericho. He just needed to get that jumping right, and that happened today. And that was just our luck, I guess. It was thanks, mate. Yeah, it was it's a thrill. Like our whole team gets such a buzz. If you got no idea, they work hard, and I'm really proud of them.
And the top of the straight, you would have been a live chance with both of them because Vanguard was there too.
Yeah, he sort of had a bit of a messy run, unfortunately. He ran really, really well. Probably the ground went against him a little bit. I think on heavier ground he would have been more of a factor, but he ran really well. And, I just love this race, the theatre of the Briley and the Galley, and then this today. I think it just makes these carnivals and, it's just great. Look how many people are here. It's just wonderful.
Yeah, he's a very different horse to gold medals, who you won a couple with, isn't he? But this is a really special moment. And you mentioned the jock, who's done an extraordinary job.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, like I said, he committed to the horse too for both races. He backed us in. We said the forecast is looking good and we've got a bit of a plan here, and he committed to us, which was fantastic. And yeah, credit to him. I mean, that was some ride. He was jumping out a little bit and he corrected that. I mean, it's just, I'm so thrilled. It's unbelievable.
We're about to chat to your dad. What influence has he had in your life?
Well, I guess he's been the instigator in really my passion for jumps racing, being English, bringing me here when I was a kid out there, watching Galleywood, watching all the great horses, and I've always dreamed of having horses like this, so even at home I'll be riding up the gallop just thinking, I wonder what's my next Grand Annual horse, it's just it's a real passion. I love it, and I think it's just showcases country grassroots racing so well, and I can't believe I'm in this position. I'm very fortunate.
Your new champ's coming back in. Get over there. Well done.
Oh, great interview, Jason. Mate, Simon, full of praise for you, his passion and your passion of jumps racing. God, you must be proud, Billy.
Oh, this is, again, it's another highlight coming here, that horse. And Simon's training prowess, I've got to give him full credit for that. But, the horse the other day, he just couldn't keep up. He totally lost interest. And today, different riding tactics, give him a dig up, make him competitive. And, yeah, I think it's a great training effort from Simon. He loves jumping, as I do as well. And great for Warrnambool owners here. Oh, it's absolutely unbelievable.
And Billy, you just mentioned it then, like Simon, he backs himself in, doesn't he? He's not frightened to make the big calls.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, he's done it numerous times now. I mean, it happened with gold medals. There was a bit of pressure not to run after he won the Briley that year, but he persisted, ran, and of course he won and the same thing with this horse the other day. In fact, when I was looking at the form this morning, I put a line through him thinking they wouldn't. But, he's done it time and time again. And even with Thunder Point today, a bit of criticism for backing up again, but he nearly got the chocolates there as well. So what a marvellous day. Great to be here, matey.
And Billy, the second horse now to win a Jericho and a Grand Annual. A Blaze, of course, did that. And now this horse, Count Zero. Yeah. Unbelievable.
So he's put himself up there in the headlights. But I can't understand, how he did it, because after the other day, I thought, I thought he'd lost interest, the old fella. But we know he can stay, we know he can jump, and just a different riding tactics was the difference today.
Well done, mate. Going to be one hell of a party tonight. Jace Richardson, you've got Daryl Horner Jr. He's pretty pumped, he's pretty excited, and so he should be.
Oh, Daryl, congratulations, mate. You won the Mac Daddy of them all. This is the one that all the jumps jockeys want to win. Describe it to me, mate.
This is our race. And I gave riding I didn't give it up, but I sort of put it on the back burner for a little bit, and I always wanted to win this race. Not the reason I came back riding, but just a race that every jump jockey wants to win. And look, I still actually can't believe that just happened. I said to the clerk of the course, did I just win a Grand Annual? Because it still hasn't sunk in yet, but I can't believe it. Credit to the Simon Wild team. You want to be on Simon's horses at Warrnambool, and we were a little bit disappointed on Tuesday when he went around. He basically didn't want to take part in the race, and we put it down to maybe riding him a little bit cold, so we changed the tactics up today and jumped super the whole way. Rap one at the top of the hill on the last lap, which took the wind out of him a little bit, but luckily we sort of could have a bit of a breather coming down the hill, and the loose horse didn't help us on the corner there. We didn't corner great, but this horse is obviously so good around here. He's won a Jericho, now he's won an Annual. it'll be a while till another one does that, I think. And then in the straight, Will came to me, and then I thought it was all over halfway down the straight, and my bloke just dug back, and it probably wasn't until I put the whip away that he actually gave me 100%. Look, all credit to the horse, Simon Wild. They know how to train a Grand Annual winner and a winner at Warrnambool, and me and my best mate Richie O'Donoghue slogged it down all week trying to get to the 64, and we had each other's backs the whole week because it got pretty tough. And I shot home about 2 hours ago and pulled off the last kilo, and I was lying in the bar thinking, is it all going to be worth it? And it's more than worth it, I tell you that.
I saw Richie come over to you. You guys got a bit emotional. Can you describe why?
Oh, look, me and Richie met each other about three years ago, and we probably haven't spent a day apart since. We're pretty inseparable, and we do everything together. We go to the races together. We train together. We run marathons together. We're just good mates. I wish I'd met him 10 years ago, but at least I've got him now.
Yeah. History of this race, your name's there, mate. What does that mean to you?
Oh, that's when I won the Briley for my sister-in-law. That was one of my biggest days on a racetrack. I'm not going to say this will top it because I'll get in trouble from Amy. But this win just isn't for me. It's for my whole family. My mother, father, they put us all through Pony Club. You know, we weren't very well off growing up, but we always had ponies, and Dad always managed to get us riding, and he taught us all how to ride. Yeah, so this win isn't for me. It's for my mum, my dad, my two brothers, and my whole support crew.
Brilliant, mate. Enjoy it. Well done.
Thank you very much.
Joined by Andrew Bobbin, who had Balix 1. Andrew, it doesn't get closer than that.
What great theatre that was. You know, in life, it's just great to have things to always anticipate and look forward to. And this has been a target for us for a long time with that horse. And unfortunately, it didn't work, but it almost worked, didn't it? So we're not down on it at all. It was a great spectacle down the straight there, and we're only 6 years old. So got a lot ahead of us, and that's a great effort by our team. First chase of the year, so just 2 flat runs. We know he can stay now, so the best is yet to come with this bloke.
I spoke to jockey Will Gordon before, and he said maybe just on the day you were beaten by one of the toughest horses going around there. You mentioned how Balix 1 is just the 6-year-old. I imagine we're going to see him back for many annuals to come.
I hope so, but first things first, we've got sort of 4 or 5 months of this season to go. So Sandy McGregor, who owns the horse, and probably with Eric Musgrove, are the 2 reasons why we have jumps racing in Victoria. And I would have loved to have won the race for Sandy because he gives so much, but one thing about Sandy, he'll keep fronting up, and we'll be back next year.
Just got to confirm you did have the riderless horse. We've seen Richie O'Donoghue, he's all okay. Rudimental, he's all right?
Did you see what he did at the corner there? He took half the field out and opened it up for Balix 1, so he'll be getting an extra carrot tonight. But both horse and rider well. I better go, I've got one in the next.
Appreciate your time. Thanks so much, Andrew.
Oh, classy. Andrew Bobbin, classy to the end. Beaten today, a narrow margin, officially a short head the margin. They run 6 minutes 50.57. A thrilling annual, the build-up, the delay, and then the epic finish. And Daryl Horner wins, and he does it with Simon Wild, who gets another Warrnambool feature. He grew up inspired by the scenes that his dad showed him. He wins an annual today. Great race.
From Count Zero. Tom's Foolery coming through. Then followed further back to Balix 1 following him. Remember, they've got to go the hard right here, or some of them don't want to, and Rudimental was there to make sure he wanted to go the other way. Anyway, no harm done. Rockstar Ronnie led, but I tell you what, he's got lots of company. They're on the course proper with 4 to jump. Count 0 second. Balix 1 is presenting now. They're a length and a half to Tom's Fury. Vanguard's on the inside. Then Cross Hill, Instigator and Brungle Birdie look too far back. Rockstar Ronnie from the Jericho Cup, winner of yesteryear. Count 0, he's running the race of his life. He put his head in front. Balix 1 yet to be called upon. Vanguard still has a kick left. Tom's Fury's coming again. Rockstar's battling. He's not going to be a rock star today. In Steeple Lane for the second last. Count 0 running a big race. Balix 1. He didn't really want to take him to the front too early, but he's gone up to join Count 0 as they come towards the last. Here's Tom's Fury on the day's back up emerging. Then Cross Hill. Vanguard's cut the corner. He's coming through. Count 0's the leader. The stablemate Vanguard back to the inside. Balix 1 presents. Then followed Tom's Fury and Cross Hill. Balix 1 on the outside. Goes up to take a narrow lead in the annual. Trying to get off the canvas is Count 0. He's coming back at Balix 1. Balix 1. He won't go to the lead. Count 0 fights. Balix 1. Count 0. I don't know. Count 0, maybe a nose to Balix 1, but I don't want to have a go.
Oh, an annual for the ages. So a short head after 5,500 metres, Shane Jackson. Ouch.
Yeah, I know. And the Toes Road double once again changed the complexion of the whole race. And when the loose horse took half the field to the left, I think it hindered Balix 1's chances that he got there too soon. He actually cornered really well, didn't get interfered with, but he got to the front too soon and then got into a dogfight with one of the toughest horses getting around in Count 0. Count 0 will out-battle anything in a finish, but it was a superb race.
Oh, the jockey cam we have on Aaron Lynch, Tom Foolery, by gee, did he back up? He backed up from yesterday, he won yesterday, and he's been able to run third today, which is absolutely fantastic vision.
Incredible performance to do that, to be able to do that one day after the other into a 5,500 metre race. Yeah, he's a beautiful horse.
Gosh, did it surprise you how well he jumped, Count 0? Because, as you said, he literally did not take part on Tuesday.
It shocked me. He was out the back, nearly pulled up halfway. I thought he was going to pull up halfway up the hill on Tuesday. I know Darrell Horner got reminded of his obligations to take a horse out of a race if they're out of contention, which the stewards want you to do for safety reasons. He got a slap on the wrists, but if he'd have pulled up Count 0 Tuesday, he wouldn't have been allowed to run today. He would have had to go back to the trials.
Right.
So it was a great story. I couldn't have him winning today because purely of, like you say, he didn't get warm in a Briley, but I think ridden on pace, made to be known what his obligations are, and it was a different horse today.
You've got a new member of your club, the Grand Annual Club, in Darrell Horner, and it looks like you could tell from how hard he worked to get to that weight and how tight he is with other jockeys, how much it meant to him.
It does. It's the race we all wanted to win, you know, and I made it pretty clear when I won it and I retired. I wouldn't have retired until I won it. Right. I would have kept going. It was the one race I had to tick off.
Well, you've got a new member of the club, mate. And great work. Brilliant analysis. We're going to go and get a market. And back to the flat races now, Gabby. Oh, a carnival we will never, ever forget. The Warrnambool May Carnival sadly comes to a close. We've got so much to celebrate, and I'll start by saying a huge congratulations to Rick McIntosh, who's called all the action with support of Adam Olzanski today. But some wonderful, wonderful calls. This is just part of what is a massive team behind the scenes, and we love every one of them. Hey, Woz, a quick one. Your highlight from this amazing carnival?
I think we set a very high benchmark with the Briley on Tuesday. I think we've seen a great Grand Annual. We've seen Shane Jackson. We've seen other highlights, but I think the benchmark was set with the Briley.
My personal highlight was watching you in the Warrnambool Cup, mate. Can you put it into words now?
I probably will this time next week, I'd say. No, it was unbelievable. Everyone knows how much I love this place, love the race course, but to win a Warrnambool Cup, I didn't really dream of it. You know, I might have been a bit down the track, but this horse deserved it. You know, he's been running great, and it was a Yeah, unbelievable.
Well, Matty Stewart's made that much money this week. He said, I'll tell you what we're going to do. We're going to get a little horse and we're going to get Jacko to train it. We're going to get it ready for next year. So that's your task, Matty.
Mate.
Of all the highlights, mate, what have you got?
Do you know what? This man winning the Warrnambool Cup was huge, but I thought Count Zero winning the Grand Annual, a huge training performance from Simon Wilder, back the horse up from Tuesday. And a shout out to Ivor Edwards in the ownership. Him and Simon's mum, Karen, met each other in a hospital bed, in the hospital bed next to each other.
Wow.
Both suffering from myeloma. That is a wonderful story in itself. So well done. I know there was plenty of tears today, so good on them.
Kate Watts, you've been superb, mate, all week. We've loved having you part of it. A particular highlight?
I might take 3. We'll go, no. Safe, clean jumping, some of the best that we've seen to be able to get through. Almost record crowds. We're waiting for a final figure, but it sounds like it's just going over thousands. And we had Braden Small. Biggie told us just over a year ago when he was going to have his surgery for a brain tumour that this was where he wanted to be. And the fact that he came, it was just incredible.
Oh, and so close to having a win. Ben, beautiful work this week, mate. Tipping up the storm. Highlight.
Oh, it's hard to go past Jacko winning, but that's selfish from us because we love him. But Jacko aside, I'd love to see Tuvalu get the result. Yeah. Such a good horse, a Group 1 winner, and for Lindsay Smith to target the Wongoom on his home track with, to see him back to something like his best. Brave ride from the jockey as well, and.
You got the $10 probably too, I'm sure.
A little bit under.
But he got it in. It was absolutely brilliant. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you've enjoyed our coverage and I hope you look back and think, gee, I tell you what, racing.com loves this coverage. We invest a lot of time and effort, heaps of cameras, the best cameramen in the business, the guys behind the scenes. It starts from the top. Put a lot of time and effort to make sure that you can enjoy every aspect of what is a great carnival, the envy of all. We're going to go and celebrate. I hope you enjoyed it all. Look forward to your company. Hey, next year, make sure you come to the Bull.
Trying to get off the canvas is Count Zero. He's coming back at Belix 1. Belix 1. He won't go to